everybody. Deanna, CEO and founder of IKAGG. I know a guy / gal back today with another amazing IKAGG interview. Today, my very special guest is the Marla Hamlin. She is with the Juice Plus company, and I cannot wait for you to hear her story. Prepare to be wowed, friends. Prepare to be wowed. Marla, welcome to the IKAGG interview. I'm so glad you're here today.
Well, thanks, Deanna. Thank you so much. I can't believe we're in December already, and I'm just so excited to be here.
I know we're wrapping up 2022 as we speak, and it's, oh my gosh, we're going to prepare for a great 2023. So whenever you're watching this, just know that we are coming into the end of the year strong and ready to start 2023. Gangbusters. So Marla, tell me a little bit about you and your story and how you got involved with such an amazing company.
Well, it started out growing up in a small town of 225 people. So, as my mom says, we were kind of raised organically because we had our own vegetable garden. We helped, my uncle had a farm, and so we always had fresh meat. We always had fresh eggs, fresh cream, fresh butter. And so we helped my mom can. So we always grew up with that. You know, we helped my mom can. So she always, quote, we always grew up organically. But of course, we had the bread at the meal, dessert at meals too. So it wasn't completely healthy meals. But ever since I was in high school, I always was into alternative medicine. I always was into how can I help my cramps go away by taking, B complex, B12, whatever. I was always reading about how can I use alternative medicine to help me feel better. So when I got a degree as a speech pathologist, got my master's degree in Columbia at Mizzou, and I moved to St. Louis, Missouri to work in the rehab industry. And never knowing that I'd moved to St. Louis and meet my wonderful husband, Ron. And once we got married, I started being short of breath all the time, having lung collapses over and over again for 6 years until my pulmonologist said, I've seen this in a book. And he diagnosed me with a very, very rare women's only lung disease. Come to find out, there's only 4,000 to 6,000 women in the whole wide world with this. So I get to be unique.
You're super special.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was put on oxygen in my early 40s. And I just kept getting sick over and over and over again. And a friend of mine cared enough about me to share the power of fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. And I was very skeptical, of course. I really didn't believe it. But once I started taking it, I noticed, because I was also being listed at Barnes, going through the lung transplant list and being tested every 6 months, that my cholesterol went down after 3 months. And I thought, well, I'm not changing my eating habits, but I noticed that my cholesterol went down.
Okay.
And the only thing I changed was taking Juice Plus, the fruits, vegetables, and berries. Well, then, as my oxygen needs increased, I noticed that I felt stronger. I felt more energy. I could exercise longer. And I just felt better. So I thought, okay, there is something to this. And I became passionate about taking Juice Plus. Now, I kind of was bad about hiding it under the bushel basket. I didn't really share it with many people because I was trying to take care of me at the time. At the time.
You were still on the transplant list, right?
Yes.
And your oxygen needs were going up. So it's very interesting. And I hope everybody caught that, is as her need for more oxygen was going up. I mean, you were still getting sicker and sicker as far as your lung capacity went.
Right.
But everything else about you,
I was stronger and stronger. The transplant doctors were shocked because I was on 15 liters for 2.5 years while I was waiting for the call. And they could not believe how much I could exercise and last. being on 15 liters. And I said, the only difference is I'm taking this Juice Plus,
Yeah.
fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. And they said, well, you can take it now. It's okay. Well, after I got my call, August 1st of 2011, they told me I couldn't take it. Well,
Mm,
me being, thinking, okay, they're the transplant doctors. I need to listen to them.
right.
So I did, but the first year I was sick all the time. And I had what's called acute rejection, chronic rejection. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, I know Juice Plus is just a food.
Right.
Um, so I got back on it and I just didn't tell them.
Mm.
I didn't tell them because I knew what I was taking was just food. So I told them about my 4 year anniversary and they were like, well, I guess it's okay to take, but we don't think it's helping you.
By the way, for the last 4 years, just so you know, here's what I've been doing. And they're like, well, I guess it's not hurting anything. Yeah.
But, I've been on it 11 and a half years. I did get COVID in February of 2020, and I was very, very ill. I was on 60 liters of oxygen, and for a while, the doctors didn't know if I would make it the first few days. But I had such a rapid turnaround. I mean, within 2 weeks, I was out of the hospital.
Mm.
And the one transplant doctor who is anti Juice Plus took care of me the second week. And, he even said, well, Miss Hamlin, you can't even get out of this hospital until you do 30 minutes on the treadmill. Well, within 3 days, I walked 30 minutes on that treadmill. And he came into the room the next day and he said, I'll have to admit, with all your exercise and all that extra nutritional support you put in your body, that's probably what helped save your life.
Oh my goodness. Turned a skeptic into a believer. I absolutely
Mm-hmm.
love that.
I mean,
So
I,
your husband Ron was like sneaking you your Juice Plus pills, when he came to visit you. Yeah, because I'm sure the doctors weren't giving it to you, but
oh no, no, but that's okay. But I just have such a belief in it. I've been on it a total, minus that 1 year I listened to the doctors, but I've been on it a total of 17 years. And I
wow.
truly believe it has been a foundation of my health.
Yeah.
Not that we're not going to get sick, but it's a
Right.
foundation.
Right. And that makes perfect sense. So explain to me, I know there are that it is classified as a food, correct?
Yes,
Whereas it's not seen as a supplement. Like it's not like you go to the store and you get those vitamins that have not wood fillers in them. I mean, some of them, the stuff that's in them, sugar,
right.
there's there's like added sugar in some of them. So explain to me the difference between Juice Plus because you keep saying that it's a food.
Mhm.
It's not like a vitamin, people that you go buy in the store that
Right.
doesn't have stuff in it that you don't want.
No, it has an FDA approved nutrition label. That means everything in the bottle is plant food. Now, the product itself doesn't have to be FDA approved because it's food. And that's where people get so confused.
Okay.
Like the pharmacist at Barnes will say, well, Juice Plus isn't FDA approved. And I will tell him, no, it doesn't have to be FDA approved. Is the beef in the store FDA approved? Is the can of green beans FDA approved? It is a food. But tell me, Mr. Pharmacist, you make us take vitamins and vitamin D and calcium that aren't FDA approved.
Right.
So it is a nutrition label.
Yeah.
And if you look at everything else out there, it's a supplement.
Mhm.
Juice Plus is the only nutrition label out there.
I love it. And that's what I think people need to realize is that when you're taking Juice Plus, you are getting the best parts of all of the fruits and veggies, the omegas inside of this easy to swallow capsule or gummy. Oh my gosh, the
Right.
gummies are delicious. Um, And then you
Right.
also have complete uh
Shakes.
yeah, meal shakes. So do you want to talk about those as well as
Sure.
Tower Garden?
Yes. Yes, the shakes are considered low glycemic, so they are wonderful for like hypoglycemic diabetics.
Okay.
They are all plant-based
Mhm.
too, and that's what makes them so good. And I know I had a diabetic patient go, but no, they aren't. I said, okay, do your formula, whatever your diabetic formula is, because they have to do the fiber and the carbs or
Yeah.
whatever, and then see if it's good for you. And so she did that, and she goes, oh yeah, it is.
Look at that.
Look
Uh,
at that.
yeah.
Some people just look at, one thing. And I said, figure it out. But the complete shakes are what I finally realized I wanted to get to a weight for my 10-year lung transplant anniversary last year. And so I just drank the shakes every morning. I mean, that was what I did, and it really helped me lose the weight I wanted to. And then we do have the Perform shakes, which are 25 grams protein, but those are more for the athletes too
Mhm.
that need, recovery time. All
That-
plant-based. I drink them a lot of times when I need the protein, the extra protein. We have those, and then the wonderful aeroponic tower gardens are
Yeah.
fabulous. Oh my gosh. I mean, you get year-round produce if you want it. I mean, you just need the LED lights. They just introduced with the home one is indoor. They introduced a cage to go with. So if you want to grow more of the tomatoes and other things, they have that too. Um, right now, we have a 12-year-old golden retriever who eats every fruit and vegetable. So we do not have an indoor tower garden. He,
Yeah, I've had an outdoor one for about, I think this was our sixth season, and we absolutely love it. I love the whole entire aspect of growing without having to get my hands dirty.
Mhm.
I've never been able to grow anything in the ground, so to be able to grow using the tower garden is always a fun experience every year. And I'd love to get one to be able to shift it inside. So good
Mhm.
stuff. So tell me a little bit about your journey as a business owner with our last, couple minutes left that we have. Because
Sure.
it is a business. You
Right.
take it very seriously. You absolutely love the customers and the clients that you work with, but you also love helping other people make an income with Juice Plus as well.
Right. I think I became so passionate about sharing it because I mentor pre and post lung transplant patients at Barnes. I've been doing that for 10 years. I also mentor women with this lung disease.
Okay.
It affects mainly women in childbearing years, young women.
Yeah.
And sadly, I saw so many deaths. I have seen so many people die young. And so my passion is to help prevent that death early. If I can get them to stay healthy longer
Yeah.
and have a healthier life longer and get on Juice Plus, I think that makes a difference. And, I know I fight with the Barnes transplant team, on they will not approve it. But I understand if you ask them directly, they can't endorse it. But I wish they would be more supportive of saying, if that's what your choice is, I won't say yay or no,
Right. Yeah.
nay.
Do your own research. Like as long as it doesn't disrupt the advice that they're giving, yeah,
Right,
let us come
right,
alongside you and see how we can work together with it. Yeah.
right, right. But I look at it too is I don't care who you get Juice Plus from. I
Mm.
just want you to be on it.
Yeah. That makes
That's
sense.
all I care
Yeah, you're a giver and an educator in that way too. And that's what I absolutely love is
about.
that Marla just wants the best for you. She
Hmm.
just wants you to be the best version, the healthiest
Right,
version of yourself for
right.
sure. So how about misconceptions when it comes to your industry specifically? Where do you find the biggest confusion lies?
Well, it's kind of like I was watching Dr. Phil the other day, and they were talking about MLMs. and oh, there's some bad MLMs. Well, Juice Plus is different in that they base it on 4 different models. It's an MLM. You have your own franchise. It goes to based on corporate, because when you get to a certain level in our company, you have all the benefits you want. And I love that. I'm close to the next level where I will have all the benefits, free chiropractic care, free massages. I mean, all kinds of bonuses. I love that part of it. And I forgot the 4th one.
That's okay.
But yeah, I mean, and people that are below me can go past me. I mean, it's not, I'm not making money off of everybody from here. It's not people call it a pyramid scheme. No, those are illegal.
Yeah, I think people still equate what happened in the 70s when, multi-level marketing companies came on board, or network marketing companies came on board, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, where it was always top down. It is illegal. It's not possible anymore, but it's fantastic that somebody can build a business by having a great product that they believe in 100% in, and can then better support their family through it. So I love the concept of it.
Well, and I love the company. It's been around for over 50 years.
There you go.
Based in Memphis, Tennessee. This Juice Plus product has been around for almost 30 years next year.
Wow.
They started with water filters, air purifying filters, and what do you call it? The alarms, fire alarms.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's always been about the people, helping people. Same president for over 50 years.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Privately owned.
About the company. For sure. So if you had to give advice to a new business owner starting out, what would it be?
I would say don't give up. It took about 3 years for my company to finally blossom. It's all about planting seeds, being consistent, and not giving up. It was tough the first 3 years. I mean, you hit your family and your close friends and everybody, but it's just loving on people. And when people say no, it's because they KNOW the product. You just have to educate. And I'm finding, I mean, when I was sick in the hospital and I came home, I had people calling me out of the woodwork that I had shared the product 4 years before. And they had seen it at the dentist's office, and I was the one that shared it with them. So they wanted me to serve them. They wanted to order from me. So it's just never giving up and loving on them, no matter what.
Yeah. And where they're at too, and being patient and always being, I think you're such a person of integrity and honesty. Like there's no airs about you, and there's nothing that confuses people. Like you practice what you preach, I think is the easiest way that I've found to connect with you on what you do and how you do it. Is you're passionate, amazingly passionate about what you do and how you do it, but mostly because you really want people to be healthy. Like you just want people to be healthy. And that leads us to our last question. So like, how can we best serve you? You are such a servant to others. How can we best serve you? Anybody listening or watching this?
Well, I love referrals. I mean, sometimes when I do my 30-second presentation, I'll talk about different things, and I'll say, well, what about your mom or your dad, maybe needing it? Maybe you don't need it right at this time, but maybe there's a sick child out there that needs it. Maybe someone in the hospital who needs nutrition. I mean, I had a dear friend who ordered the Juice Plus and the shakes for her dad, who was, stage 4 cancer. And that nutrition kept him alive for another year.
Oh my goodness.
The only thing he drank were the shakes.
Wow.
he would not drink the insure. In fact, she had to dump the insure out, pour in the shake so the
Oh,
nurses wouldn't get mad because he wasn't drinking. But that's the only thing he liked were our Juice Plus Complete shakes.
yeah. That that's it, everybody. I mean, do what you have to do when you know that there's something out there that is purely for your benefit, will help you in your health and all sorts of avenues of your life. Don't let anybody tell you what you can or can't put in your body. Go seek out the answers and find the healthiest options, and start by talking to Marla, because she for sure wants the best for you. So how can people get a hold of you, Marla? What's the easiest way? I'll put a whole bunch of information inside of the show notes and the info post, but how can people reach out to you?
Yeah, just, with my phone number, the 314-378-7478, text me or look me up in the directory.
There you go. I love it when people mention IKAGGdirectory.com. Yeah.
Yes. I have my own website. A lot of people just want to order off the website. I love talking to people too, but some people, these young people are like, here's a picture of my credit card, and they text it to me. I don't get that.
Just order it for me, Mom.
Yeah, I'll get a new credit card if I get hacked. No big deal.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
Thanks,
Meanwhile, you're like deleting the text. It's already out there in the cyber world. Oh, that's funny. Well, she can help you no matter what it is. I'll make sure to put her website inside of the show notes as well. So Marla, thank you so much for joining us today on the IKAGG interview. You're phenomenal, and you always make my heart smile. So have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.